It is very obvious what's coming for the crypto market. And if you hold Ripple's XRP, the US Department of Justice just initiated a probe at the largest scale ever. And if you hold USDT, I have a massive warning for you. Now in this video, we're going to talk about some news that was immediately downplayed and pushed under the rug by the mainstream crypto media, which remains heavily influenced by Bitcoin maxis who are unwavering defenders of Tether's fraud. Now, check this out. Diving into the USDT versus Bitcoin price chart and what has happened to Bitcoin every single bull run the moment that Tether's treasury starts minting more USDT. On top of that, Ripple's announcement and what that means for RLUSD that is going to completely shake up the game for the stablecoin market, and what Ripple's president Monica Long had to say about stablecoins for RLUSD, XRP, and how RLUSD will dramatically increase the price of XRP according to people all out there on social media. On top of that, a list of ETFs in the queue for approval and which one could be approved first. Will it be Solana? Will it be at XRP? Will it even be HBAR or something else that nobody's thinking of? Plus, this just in, what former US Treasury Secretary Larry Summers calls the idea of national Bitcoin reserve being crazy. Is that actually crazy, or is this guy crazy? On top of all of this, Donald Trump just announcing his crypto czar for the White House and AI that is going to completely change the game for all crypto holders. That is very, very bullish. So with that being said, comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish, and if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree. Confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So the crypto market over the past week has been absolutely exploding. Virtually everything's up, and the ISO standard projects like HBAR, XRP, IOTA, and we got other projects like Jasmy up over 100+%. It's been a sea of green. Now, over the past day, we see some projects pulling back a little bit. Over the past hour, we've seen some massive liquidations, depending on when you're watching this video, with over $1.1 billion being liquidated in the last 24 hours, marking one of the largest crypto liquidation events in history. So this is what happens when retail investors succumb to FOMO and open leverage long positions at all-time highs while whales offload their holdings after Bitcoin finally breached over $100,000. Now, I thought this was really cool. If you guys have seen this guy before, Coinbase got the legend to do an updated video at $100,000. This is amazing. If you didn't see the original video, check this out.
I'm right here watching history be made. Bitcoin is up to $100,000. That's an all-time high, and it's continuing to rise. I've seen it break 3 times today. It went up to 110, and this is the highest that it's
ever been. It's ridiculous. Look at, we had
last trade 2
Bitcoin for $100,000 a piece.
$11 a piece.
That's
amazing to me. I mean, just look at this graph.
Look at this graph?
That's the last.
This is just the last 3 minutes.
Give me a second. I'll switch it up.
With this pullback in this liquidation event for Bitcoin, it wicked almost off of this zone of support right here that Bitcoin was down around near the 26th of November back here. But on the open interest suite aggregated of the leverage, you can see the leverage was all the way up here at $10 billion. So if we just connect from the 13th of November and create this ascending support, it's quite possible that the leverage comes all the way back down to this support right here in the short term. And we'll see if it respects the support and rebounds off of it to continue the bullish momentum to the upside. So we have resistance right up here of roughly $103,000. We have support down here all the way down at $90,700. So Bitcoin respects the support. It can bounce off of it multiple times. It's just going to range sideways leading into Christmas time. If we see another break above 103, it's quite possible that Bitcoin breaches, up to 108, maybe the 112,000 at the max. I would expect is Bitcoin to go to $120,000 before a much deeper correction. So the main thing that we need to look at is these 3 indicators right here, the MACD, the RSI, and the stochastic RSI. The first one is the MACD. So looking at the MACD right here, you guys can see there was a bearish cross all the way up here at 1,500 when the MACD line in blue crossed below the signal line. And we're seeing the MACD reset all the way back down below the 0 line, which is great. Now, what I want to see is I want to see a bullish cross all the way down here below 0 similar to what we saw happen all the way back here on the 27th of November. Now, just because Bitcoin rebounded off of this wick doesn't mean that the sell-off is over. For example, we saw Bitcoin sell off right here and then just constantly chop further back down to this support. Then we saw a bullish cross all the way down here, and it confirmed the bullish cross by the 27th of November, passing back above the zero line for a rebound off of this support, and then Bitcoin just consolidated sideways within this range right here between $94,000 to $98,000, broke out and liquidated a lot of short traders that were shorting right at like 99, 100K. And then as people opened up a lot of leverage positions right here at $101, $102, $103,000, thinking that Bitcoin's going to shoot up, this is when we get massive liquidations to the downside. And the reason why this takes place is because a lot of these exchanges and, these market makers, they manipulate the market so that way they don't have to pay out the leverage positions if Bitcoin just kept going up, because then there'd be people in millions and millions of dollars of profit. So they liquidate them so they can keep their money. This allows key indicators like this to reset. For example, the MACD is resetting. I would want to see a bullish cross and then confirming the bullish cross by passing back above the zero line. Now, this might mean that Bitcoin chops around within this range for a while, potentially comes back down to back test this support one more time before rebounding off of it. So definitely err on the side of caution if you're planning on buying any Bitcoin right now. But if we bring up the relative strength index, we remove the MACD right here, you can see that the RSI is all the way down near 40. And if we bring up the stochastic RSI as well too, you can see that we're all the way down here with the K line at 19, the D line at 13. Which is actually a pretty good sign that we could see Bitcoin bounce in the short term back up to, $100,000, chop sideways for a little bit, maybe see one final liquidation event to flush out any extra leverage that's on the table right there before we work through this range right here and then blast through to a new high. Now, if we go right here to coinglass.com, you can see the amount of long leverage that was liquidated right here in the past hour, 6 million compared to 1 million in shorts. Well, over the past 24 hours, there was over $700 million in longs that were liquidated and only 228 million in shorts. So more people were longing and excited about Bitcoin going up past $100,000. And that's expected because we're in a bull run. Everyone's virtually bullish on Bitcoin right now because of what's been happening since the bear market bottom, except for this guy. Listen to what former U.S. Treasury Secretary Larry Summers said about the idea of having a national Bitcoin reserve.
There's clearly a huge response to what the government is saying, what President Trump is saying, what some of those he's appointed are saying. Some of it, I think, has a legitimate argument. I think we need to support financial innovation wherever it may go, and there are probably respects in which crypto has been over-regulated by overzealous regulators. But some of what is being said, this idea that we should have some kind of national Bitcoin reserve, is crazy. I understand why we need a national oil reserve. I understand why a century ago we accumulated gold in Fort Knox. But of all the prices to support, why would the government choose to support by accumulating a sterile inventory a bunch of Bitcoin? There's no reason to do that other than to pander to generous special interest campaign contributors.
So do you guys agree with them or do you disagree? Here's another thing I found very, very interesting. And this was a great post by Jacob King. It's very obvious what's happening in the crypto markets. Last month, the U.S. Department of Justice initiated a probe at the largest scale ever into stablecoin Tether, USDT, for violating sanctions and anti-money laundering regulations. This news was immediately downplayed, pushed under the rug by the mainstream crypto media, which remains heavily influenced by the Bitcoin maxis who are unwaveringly defending Tether's fraud. Almost immediately afterward, notice that Tether began minting unprecedented amounts of unbacked USDT out of thin air and funneled it into Bitcoin. Most altcoins also grew from the ripple effect. This artificial liquidity injection fueled Bitcoin's surge past $100,000, a rally built on nothing but pure manipulation. Look ahead to 2025. One of the top priorities of Trump's administration has been introducing stablecoin regulations. This is similar to the European Union's regulations. It will outlaw Tether's operations in the United States, barring it from being traded or held. Once this act passes, Tether's fraudulent house of cards will collapse, rendering the token already fundamentally worthless officially. So the fallout will be brutal. Over 85% of Bitcoin's buy volume originates from Tether. When Tether implodes, it will take the entire crypto market with it. The illusion of institutional demand, hype surrounding Bitcoin's ETFs, and political rhetoric about adoption will be exposed as smoke and mirrors. Institutional volume accounts for less than 5% of Bitcoin's transactions. In reality, Bitcoin's existence hinges on Tether, a product of opaque operations from a dubious Chinese entity. So if we just look at the comments right here, people are saying they think this is why a lot of people are worried and lashing out at Ripple and the launch of RLUSD, an alternative stablecoin that's not fraudulent. And people are agreeing, saying Tether is like the USA just printing dollars and IOUs. They do not show proof of actual fiat deposits in Minty. Instead, they take profits on assets and roll into T-bills, raking the US Treasury at their own game. This will be the biggest black swan of all crypto. Now, I said this over a year or two ago as well, too, to prepare you guys for something like this. And when we look at the charts, we can see Tether's chart at the top compared to Bitcoin. Look at what happened all the way back here, roughly around August of 2020, when Bitcoin, was around $9,000 and surged from $9,000 upwards of $60,000. Look what happened to Tether's market cap. It went from $9 billion all the way to that peak, upwards of $40 billion. Now, even to the top of the market, Tether peaked out at 70 billion, even beyond that at like $80 billion. But during the bear market, look at what happened with Tether's market cap dominance. It crashed from $82 billion all the way down to about 60 billion. It was only a 25% crash, but that's just because money flowed out of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin dropped almost 80%, less than the previous bear market. But money flowed out of Tether as well too. It went into US dollars and actual fiat currency because people just didn't trust anything in the crypto market. But as you can see right here, when Tether's market cap dominance bottomed out around $60 billion, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin bottomed out around $16,000, and then Tether rebounded out of there. So just recently, with this breakout from the beginning of September from $50,000 with Bitcoin breaking out, look at what happened to Tether's market cap. It exploded. It went from 118 billion. Now it's at 135 billion. So it's doing the exact same thing that it did last bull run, where it just went absolutely parabolic. And so when in doubt, zoom out. Sure, there's a black swan event on the horizon with Tether imploding, the house of cards falling with how much they're minting. But in the meantime, it's going to send the markets to the moon. You just have to know how to exit and time these markets based on global liquidity cycles, the 4-year market cycle. And that's exactly why you need to get started with Altcoin Pro University today and join over 730 members, because our research team is going to share with you exactly when we're going to be hedging out of the markets. Now, not a single human being on planet Earth can time the exact top, but if we get relatively close to the top, you don't need to sell the top to make a lot of money. For example, I bought Bitcoin around $16,700, whereas the bottom was around $15,000. But because I bought relative to the bottom and I didn't buy Bitcoin at $103,000 and be down 10, 20% on my portfolio, I bought low, then I can sell relatively high to the top. So for example, you're going to learn everything in here through 100 plus expert curated classes. All you need to do is go into the classroom right here at the top, and you can go and watch all of these videos. Start here. That's the first step. You're going to learn about credits, attend our live weekly calls and monthly calls, ironclad crypto security strategy so you don't get hacked when you do buy crypto. Learn about the building blocks of Web3, crypto foundations, Web3 navigation blueprint, diving into DeFi, crypto tax mastery, portfolio deliberation training. These are the 2 bonuses. And then we got a lot of different stuff coming soon as well too that we're constantly expanding on with our research team. So I know you guys are going to absolutely love this. To learn more about everything that's covered in here, watch this 26-minute video after this one. Again, it's only $97 a month or $970 a year. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. The price is going to go up to $197 per month January 1st. So if you lock in at that $97 a month or $970 a year, you're going to be grandfathered in at that price point. And in 2025, everyone else is going to have to pay $197 or $1,970. So lock in right now. You're going to save $194. You're unlocking 2 exclusive bonuses, and you can become one of the first 1,000 founding members to get access to these bonuses, which is our 2-hour portfolio deliberation training, which shows you how to construct a successful portfolio coin by coin. This is a 2-part training series. This one is an hour long, running through all of the data that you need to know to be able to select the most successful coins in the top narratives of crypto. Part 2 is about an hour and 14 minutes. So if you guys want to dive deep with our research team and just understand the methodology that goes into organizing a portfolio, definitely check that out. Link will be in the description below. I know you're going to love it. So with all the controversy around Tether, this is where Ripple steps in. And on August 9th, you can see they posted testing RLUSD. We're excited to share that Ripple's stablecoin is now in private beta mode on XRP Ledger and Ethereum mainnet. It has not yet received regulatory approval and therefore is not available for purchase or trading. And so on December 4th, yesterday, they posted, despite some speculations, their stablecoin isn't launching today. They're in lockstep with the New York Department of Financial Services on final approval. They're going to share updates as soon as possible. So their primary goal is to do things the right way. And this is why Ripple and XRP has been around for multiple bull runs. Even though most people out there call it a dino coin and they just completely pay it no mind, those people are just going to jump to the next shiny ball, the next shiny ball. Most of the stuff that they're buying is scams that's not going to be here 10 years from right now. So Ripple's already proven the test of time. It's going to be around long term. And that's why XRP is the largest position in my portfolio. Now, it doesn't mean XRP is not going to see pullbacks in the short term. I'll get in the charts in a little bit. But breaking news just hit with President of Ripple, Monica Long, on stablecoins and what the use case is going to be like over the next few years.
$20 billion in terms of market cap today, but that's projected to be, north of $3 trillion in just a few years because there's going to be more demand drivers like payments. We saw Stripe acquire Bridge very recently. That's a major payment player that's leaning into using stablecoins for payments. We talk about, Ripple, and, we've processed more than $70 billion through digital assets. And so this use case is going to be a massive trend, and there's going to be more needs in the market for more stable coins. And, from our perspective, we have the use case. We have customers who already want to use stable coins and payments. So we think that we can be a great provider.
Do you expect the market to expand? Or do you expect to compete with these two stable coins to break into their existing client base?
I expect the market to really expand. And I will say, so the Ripple US dollar, not yet launched. We're operationally ready, but really important to us is having approval from the regulators. So New York Department of Financial Services is, it's up to them. They're reviewing our trust application.
And it's inevitable that they're going to approve it. And this is how RLUSD will dramatically affect the price of XRP. So instead of banks or institutions using fiat like the US dollar to buy XRP, they would use Ripple's stablecoin pegged to the US dollar. So Ripple's stablecoin eliminates volatility during the transaction process, allowing for large, seamless purchases of XRP, clearing the order books. Banks or institutions use RLUSD to place large buy orders for XRP on exchanges. As XRP is bought, the cheaper sell orders are exhausted, forcing the price to jump to the next available level in the order book. This can lead to rapid price increases as the order book liquidity for XRP at lower levels is quickly consumed. It creates a feedback loop with RLUSD facilitating these large transactions. The process is faster and more efficient than using traditional fiat pairs like USD to the XRP. As the price of XRP rises, institutions may still find it worthwhile to continue using XRP due to its cost-saving advantages for payments. So here's an example scenario. Step 1 is the initial setup. A bank deposits $1 billion into RLUSD. RLUSD is held in a Ripple-supported wallet or exchange ready for use. Step 2, buying XRP. The bank uses the stablecoin to buy XRP on an exchange. Let's assume the XRP order book looks like this, where 100,000 XRP at 50 cents, 50,000 XRP at $1, 20,000 XRP at $5. The bank's 1 billion buy order clears all of the 50-cent orders, clears all of the $1 orders, and starts buying into the $5 region. Now, obviously, this is just an example, but because they'd want to purchase so much, step 3 is price escalation. After a large RLUSD purchase, the price of XRP has now jumped to $5 or higher. The higher price becomes the new baseline as low price sell orders have been exhausted. And then step 4 is ongoing utility, where the banks use XRP to settle international payments, leverage its speed and low cost. RLUSD continues to serve as the stable intermediary, making the system efficient and repeatable. So this is why RLUSD matters and doesn't replace XRP. It's because it allows for faster transactions, improved liquidity, reduced volatility. And by introducing RLUSD, the mechanism of buying up XRP sell orders becomes more efficient and scalable, Ripple stablecoin serves as the stable, high liquidity asset that facilitates massive buy orders, driving up XRP's price as institutional demand grows and supply at lower levels diminish. So let me know your guys' thoughts on that. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Share that in the comments below. But what also is going to drive massive demand is ETF approval. So we've seen these companies right here file for ETFs, obviously for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but we see Solana with Van Eck, 21 shares, Canary, Bitwise. We also see XRP for Bitwise, Canary, 21 shares, even Litecoin for Canary, HBAR for Canary, Wisdom Tree for XRP, Grayscale for Solana. So why would these companies waste their time all filing for the same cryptocurrencies if they didn't think there was at least a chance of getting approval, or could I dare say, a certainty? So we all know what happened to the price of Bitcoin after the ETFs were approved. So this is giving us a hint at what's coming next. Less than 28% of XRP is held by retail. The big guys, the whales, don't care if we get rich. Here's the lesson. The circulating supply of XRP is approximately 57 billion tokens in circulation. Now, all that is not on the market because some of that is in cold storage wallet. Some of that is lost forever. So it's a fraction of that 57 billion. But at current price as of December 5th, XRP was trading around $2.35 when this picture was taken. Wallet distribution insights. There are over 5 million active XRP wallets. The top holders, the top 10 XRP addresses collectively hold about 20.24% of the circulating supply, equating to approximately 11.1 billion XRP. So the top 100 addresses control around 72% of the total circulating supply. Given that a significant portion of XRP is held by the top addresses, likely belonging to exchanges, institutions, large entities that are on non-disclosure agreements, the remaining supply is distributed among smaller holders, presumed to be retail investors. So if the top 100 addresses hold 72% of the supply, the remaining 28%, approximately 15.97 billion XRP, is likely held by retail investors. And it's most likely smaller than that because of what I just said, of the amount that has been lost through human error of transfers. Well, the value of retail holdings at the current price amounts to roughly 37.5 billion in retail holdings. So while these figures provide a general estimate, the exact amount of XRP held by retail investors remains smaller than whales and institutions. Now, while some people might see that as a bad thing, it's like that for any industry. The wealthiest people hold the most amount of real estate. Heck, the wealthiest people have the most amount of money, so they can just afford to buy up the most of it. It's the same thing for Bitcoin as well, too. So that's why you just have to pay attention to what the wealthy do. Do what they do, say what they say, you get what they get. Donald Trump just said he's pleased to announce that David Sachs will be the White House AI and crypto czar. In this important role, he will guide policy for the administration in artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency, two areas critical to the future of American competitiveness. David will focus on making America the global leader in both areas. He will safeguard free speech online and steer us away from big tech bias and censorship. He will work on a legal framework so the crypto industry has, and I can't read the rest of that, but something about, so it has clarity in the United States, or so makes America great again, or makes America the crypto capital of the world.
The bottom line is that the headline is...
Well, I just want to make sure the audience gets it, yeah.
Look, the headline is, I'm reading the tweet, Ripple sales of XRP do not constitute offer of investment contracts, according to Judge. They won. This is a huge vindication for them. And the XRP is ripping 35%.
Yeah. And it really handcuffs the SEC. What are they going to do about Coinbase and every other exchange? I mean, if they're not selling securities, I think Coinbase and everybody else has always maintained they're selling tokens. This was the fulcrum argument for the SEC, and they just lost.
The whole crypto market is ripping right now.
It's an interesting one. The confounding part of this is that the initial sale to accredited investors and hedge funds was done that they violated securities law there when they were selling directly to sophisticated investors. Just looking at it logically, you would think it was the reverse. But this is a fascinating turn of events.
I just texted with Brad Garlinghouse, and he says, yes, it does mean that they won. And he feels
vindicated
and really happy about the...
How do you feel, J-Cal?
Well, I feel like I'm going to launch J-Coin and sell a token to back startups. I mean, if it's a free-for-all
I won't tell you what he said about
J-Cal.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I said from
you
the
were
beginning,
accusing these guys of security fraud for like the last several years.
Well, they've been convicted of securities fraud here. So it's a two-part judgment. Ripple violated federal securities law in its sale of cryptocurrency, the first line of the story. There's two judgments here. They violated federal securities law in its sale of cryptocurrency XRP directly to sophisticated investors But the sales on public exchanges did not involve securities. So what they're saying is, if you sold XRP to hedge funds, that was a security when they did the first offering. But when the public started trading it on public exchanges, they did not have, according to the Howey test, this belief.
But that's where their vulnerability was, because if you sell to a professional hedge fund, they're accredited.
That should not be an issue. You should be able to sell to accredited.
Right. So what's the problem? This is exoneration for them.
The judge says they lost
sound pretty happy, and the market seems to be indicating that this is. I mean, would you say the price is up 35%?
Well, I mean, the public,
up to 37% right now.
Crypto trades, I wouldn't necessarily put too much on it. I would look at the actual judgment here, but we all know people trade headlines, so let's see where it's at in 5 days. But
a bunch of the altcoins are ripping right now.
So what does this mean for the price of XRP, and why is XRP pulling back right now? Well, if you're like this cat right here that bought the top before this minor little pullback after XRP has exploded from 50 cents to over $2, then you need to attend our monthly markets call and even watch the replay of the one that we did at the end of November, because it explains exactly what our research team expects to happen for XRP moving forward going into 2025 and how you can prepare to be able to maximize your gains within the altcoin market. For example, our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University through the link below. And although we make no guarantees because crypto is definitely risky, guys, this is only $97 a month or $970 a year. If you want to save $194, getting 2 months for free and unlock some exclusive bonuses, just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers to help you become the first millionaire in your family tree. If that's a goal of yours, our goal is to help 1,000 members set their portfolio up for life this month. And you can get started through the link in the description below right now, or you can go to bullrunners.com to take advantage of the bonuses we're giving you before they expire. Everyone is loving the community. They're loving the education. They're getting access to real-time altcoin picks first before we ever make videos about them. So click the link in the description below, watch the video, and I'll see you on the inside.